Go to hardafseltzer.com. Get some 8% seltzer shipped right to your house. We got the peach, we got the watermelon, we got the pina colada, and the blue raspberry. We're also available in over 200 stores in the state of Florida and Tennessee. And if you're heading out to the Major League ballparks this summer, make sure to check us out in the Miami Marlins Stadium, as well as Tropicana Field, home to the Tampa Bay Rays, as well as the Tampa Bay Rowdies. We are live inside all three stadiums. So if you're down in Florida this year, check us out. Go to hardafseltzer.com today and check your store locator or order them right to your house. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ross Patterson Revolution! Brought to you by GhostBed.com. Whoo, Javes.
Word up.
Hot show today. Hot show.
Is it?
Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money, dollar bill, y'all.
Okay.
It's over. It's over.
Yeah.
We're headed towards just a two-company conglomerate that owns everything in this world. And I just want to be the first to congratulate myself on calling it, you know. I just, God damn it. It hurts to be this right all the time. Mm-hmm. And I hate it. I don't want to be.
Sure.
But I am. I said Liv would win. Live, Love, Laugh would win. They just bought out the PGA tournament. The whole fucking tour, an hour ago, 2 hours ago? And they now own everything. Delco, oh boy, buddy.
Tough scene.
It sure is. It sure is. I mean, for the last year, you've gone pretty ham on these people are the mouthpiece for the Saudi government.
Mm-hmm. He's not wrong.
They care about legacy and everything else. But now they own the PGA. So now everybody is a mouthpiece.
Saudi Arabian Public Investment Fund now owns all of golf.
They sure do.
Eurotour as well.
Yeah, they bought the Eurotours. They bought everything. They even bought, I think, what putt-putt course is that on? Right
Peter
by
Pan,
yeah, they think they own that. And then the one on Driftwood right behind the old, every golf course in America they just bought. And they own and operate. And Rob, we're going to have to get some form of translation for Delco's mic that just translates his voice into Arabic now.
Yeah.
Because I can't hear
Oh, wait
American
till you
voice.
see my card today.
I don't know if any of those people will be playing. And that's the wild thing about that golf show that we're doing this afternoon. If I'm the PGA, I pull out of this. Obviously, we're an entertainment show. We'll cover this on Drinking Bros later. But entertainment-wise, for Jesse, since you loved the doc as much as I did, Full Swing has been shooting this entire time. And I thought we were going to get the block story and the blockheads and all that stuff.
And that was going to be great.
The hole-in-one that we all cried at. Remember we cried? We had a nice cry at the house. We all got choked up.
Yeah.
Now, this has happened directly in the middle of their season, and Netflix's ratings are going to go through the roof. There is no need to hire writers right now. I mean, you are in full swing, pun intended.
No, this is my time. I mean, more documentaries, please. Yep. Besides the game shows. That I can't.
Well,
but
look, they've got
documentaries, come on down.
They've got stuff for everyone. And last night we watched, who is it? Fucking, what podcast was that?
Smartless.
Yes. Now they've got their own doc series about their show, which is so out of touch. And you love it. I've never enjoyed it, but
you laughed your ass off.
Sure did.
At the documentary.
Sure did.
That's the podcast.
No, it's not the podcast.
I'm sorry.
It definitely is not the podcast.
I'm sorry.
The podcast should just be Will Arnett and Jason Bateman in a hotel room.
Fighting over food.
Stuck together.
Yeah.
With room service coming up every single day. Yeah. That would be one of the greatest podcasts of all time. But that's not the podcast they do, unfortunately. But I loved last night's. Holy shit. It's so wild to watch a podcast that I don't enjoy, yet behind the scenes, those guys are exactly who I thought they were, and that was fucking hilarious.
Right.
And then Bateman brings up a guest because you went to sleep, but they started walking out of the theater. So
yeah. So Bateman's guest was somewhat scientist
I don't know. For a 9 o'clock show in Boston.
Yeah.
Have fun. Everybody's drinking.
It was Will Ferrell, then Conan, and then Bateman goes, blah, 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 says this guy's name. They were like, oh, he's like a heart surgeon or something somewhere.
I think he's in Silicon Valley. He's got something to do with that world. No, MIT. He's an MIT professor. That's
okay, Lord.
Awful.
What a hoot.
Again, it's very similar to the podcast to me. It was like, why would you do this? But doesn't really matter. The enjoyment of it afterwards for me was seeing how miserable Bateman was stuck in that car. And that all goes back to money as well. And that'll be the theme of today's show, where, if you remember, Smartless got $80 million to take their show over to Amazon Music and give, I think they have exclusive rights for 10 days.
20 million.
So it was $20 million a year for 4 years.
Okay.
So $80 million total for the next 4 years. Their first episode has to go there, and I think 10 days later they can post it everywhere else. When you do an evergreen show like that, it doesn't matter anyways, and those guys just got fucking richer than they already were. And let's face it, they were so rich to begin with. True. Holy fucking shit. True. Sean Hayes might be the richest out of all of them.
He is.
I think easily.
Right?
No, he is. I think it's like yeah, they've said it before.
They have, yeah.
Because of
the Will and Grace.
The other two, I mean, like, look, Arrested Development's obviously the better show than Will and Grace, but like, it was on for 2.5 seasons, basically.
Got canceled.
And their money
along from there.
Yeah, and their guaranteed money as actors on that was very low because it was like, 19 series regulars. The ratings weren't great throughout the entire run on Fox. And then even Netflix, it was just like, all right, cool. They kind of pieced it together.
It wouldn't surprise. It really, like, it was a DVD show, right? Like, it was like everyone bought it on DVD and shit like that. So I don't know what their deal was for DVDs.
Residual wise, I can tell you as an actor, you don't get dick for DVD residuals. So it nothing for that.
And then it was like a Netflix thing, which you don't get So it was like,
I know.
They eked along.
Netflix doesn't pay residuals
this is
either.
The most money that Arnett has ever made in one, because he's Chevy, Reese's.
He's Chevy, he's Reese's, he's Batman, he's in the Lego movies, like voice actor wise, he fucking destroys, but not on their level. He's definitely third on that list.
Yeah,
because Bateman still has Ozark. Let's not forget, Ozark was one of the biggest shows in the world, and Netflix paid him handsomely for that. So
also he was doing, between Arrested Development and Ozark, he was in like 1 million movies.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Horrible Bosses was like a
tons. And as a kid, he was in the Hogan Family. I mean, you could date back to all of it. I mean, he has been working since he was fucking 8 years old, I think. But $80 million, and then that wasn't enough. They were like, you know what? Let's go out on tour and let's make some money on tour.
I think that might have been part of it.
You think so?
For the deal, yeah. Because
what network was it on?
It was Max.
No, so I would have gone to Amazon Prime. They own the rights. So yeah, they cut that deal separately then with HBO Max because they have nothing to do with that. So that was a separate deal, and that was more money because they don't have enough. Okay. And I enjoy that.
Right.
I enjoy that.
Right.
The other thing, too, that's for those guys is they're gearing up for this strike that's happening now. Obviously, we've talked about the writer's strike. I'm in Screen Actors Guild. They authorized that strike. I told you I got that call on the last show. They did authorize the strike last night. So it was like 96% of the people voted for the strike. So that's going to happen now. The Directors Guild strike, I said, was not going to happen simply because AI can't replace anything in that business. And they don't care about residuals. They don't care about anything. When somebody directs a movie or a TV show, it is one person. Even if two people get the credit for it, they have to split that money. So the DGA doesn't give a shit. They're like, hey, great.
Right.
Pay these motherfuckers. Like that doesn't really matter. The ones that they're worried about are the actors and the writers, where you could nuke most of this with AI, including the voices, like we mentioned with Will Arnett and everything else. And so immediately, once the DGA announced that, the Writers Guild were like, no, why did you do this? You left us. The actors are with us, and you left us. And
right.
It's like, because they don't care.
No.
There's scripts that are already done. The actors are not yet in a strike, and they could shoot those movies overseas or finish out what they're already shooting. crisis averted for those guys, and they could stay rich. Also, television and movie directors, that is the highest paid gig out of all of this shit. If you direct an episode of, let's say, Arrested Development, since we were just talking about it, that pays just for directing that one episode, $30,000. When it reruns, you get $15,000. The next rerun, $7,500, and then so on and so forth. You're looking at about $100,000 total for directing one episode of television.
Right.
But those gigs are so fucking hard to get, and there's only like, I don't know, 9,000 people working in the Directors Guild. So it's like, great, give them whatever they're asking for. We don't really give a shit. And then we want to use this bargaining chip against the Writers Guild because one guild's already signed. So why aren't you guys signing it? Yeah, whatever.
Guild.
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 Siri, guild. Say guild.
It's guild.
Guild. Yep. Yeah. Either way, so that's all done. We're all done with that for the day, and the rich get richer, and this is what's going to happen with everything.
All the guilds.
All the guilds.
Guild.
The guilds are going to be rich.
You're saying guild.
Guild. Either
It's
way.
guild.
It's not. It's guild, but whatever.
Say g.
Yield. Bob, pull that up on Siri and play that into the microphone. I got to know this answer. You got to know this answer today. But they're out of there. Doesn't really fucking matter. Writer's strike will go on for at least another 60 days to eliminate all those contracts. It's got to go 90 plus to nuke them out and get the force majeure in that.
Sure.
Bob, do we have it? Do we have it there?
Hey Siri, how do you pronounce guild?
There you go.
One moment.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
Are you kidding me? It's just giving me web results.
No.
Hold on, I got you. Hold on.
Yeah, pronunciation.
Oh,
Let's
yeah,
get
you can do
pronunciation.
just pronunciation on Google, I think.
It's pretty
let's
easy.
Do it. Yeah, let's do it.
I mean,
Let's type in Writer's Guild.
takes a second.
Guild.
What?
Guild.
Sorry, go.
Guild.
Oh,
What?
Guild.
That's tough.
Guild.
guild.
What was that thing that was
Guild.
on the internet where you were hearing one thing and then hearing another? It was a big meme for a while.
Talk about the dress.
Yeah, the dress. Like, which color was it?
No, remember it was Laurel?
Oh,
or-
yeah.
Remember you don't, if you hear Laurel,
If you hear Laurel, then
What was
you
the
hear
other
some-
thing
It's right
that you were
brain if you hear the
hearing?
other thing, yeah. So Guild and
what was the
Guilds.
other thing, Giorgio,
There
that it
is.
was?
There it is.
It was Yanny.
Yeah.
Yanny.
Yanny.
It was
And
Yanny,
so-
and that dress was blue.
Yeah.
Yes, and it was like it was just a frequency, like how you hear certain
Yeah.
frequencies.
Yeah. Very similar. Mm-hmm. Very similar
Guild.
today.
Guild.
Did that air kick on, Bob? We're in the hot months now.
I'm feeling it.
It's okay. Good. It's my fault. I turned it off last night.
What?
Well, you have to, right?
No, you don't.
Dude. Our electric bills are fucking insane for all these lights. So you turn it down a little bit. Now we're getting into the season to be jolly here, where it's going to be 115 every day. So I'll stop doing that, and I apologize
Yeah,
to
that
all
would
of
be
you.
great.
I'll apologize to all of you right
Just
now.
do better, you know.
I'll try to do better,
Yeah.
Jesse. There's no promises. Okay. There's no promises.
We're not expecting much.
Yeah. There's no promises here.
Yeah, just do your best.
I will, and that's
know
all
what
I
I mean?
can do every single day is just do my very best. All right, just got to be the best little me I can me. All right,
Right.
Pete Davidson had a fun voicemail today. When you wake up to these crazy fucking stories, it's the best, dude. It's the best. And again, this
I
all
love
comes
it.
back to money as well.
Yeah, I love it, and I thank him for this.
So, well, let's show the dog. So, Pete Davidson, pop that on screen there. Pete Davidson got a stern talking to from PETA for buying this very adorable, expensive puppy.
Cavapoo. But by the way,
It's called Cavapoo.
yeah, so anything that's like a poodle mix, apparently, is hypoallergenic because they don't shed.
Yeah, it's a lie. It's a lie. And PETA confirmed that lie today.
PETA's the only one saying it, though.
PETA knows they're the animal place. It's like Ace is the place for the helpful hardware man. PETA's the place for helpful dog info.
Okay.
Is it?
It is.
They.
I trust
I
them.
think behind closed doors, they call dogs slaves.
Yes.
Like I think they think that we own slaves.
I bet you they not only do that, but they stomp on rats with their feet and jack off. That's just my guess. But PETA's statement says If Pete had done his research, he would know that there's no such thing as a hypoallergenic dog. That at least a quarter of dogs in shelters are purebreds, and that Pet Finder has listings for homeless dogs of every breed under the sun, including the one that he purchased.
They are right about that. Like it would be more difficult, but yeah, you can look around and
like I'm sure there's a Chanel at a vintage store somewhere in Austin, right? Do I want to search through? Do I have time to?
Yeah.
Although, don't they have footage of him getting it like from?
Yeah, he's buying it.
Yeah, but is it at a private breeder or did he for real go to a pet store? Because that is kind of crazy.
It is. It's a
like
pet
going
store.
to a pet
store. Yeah.
Is it?
It's a pet store.
City Pups NYC.
There it is.
Yeah. So like that is a step above like getting it from a private breeder, right? Going to their house, looking at the dog, seeing the papers. Pet stores, like the fact that anyone still like will get a puppy from that is crazy to me.
No, it's not. I did it.
Just because they're just as gross that, you know,
It's
like
a classic pet store.
Look at that.
like they have just as many problems as if you get it from.
It's packed. Look at that. It's packed.
Well, for the longest time, it was essentially like you would get it. They would get it from like puppy mills and shit.
Yes.
However, these people seem to say like
That they don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
How do they get the breeders they pair with and so on and so forth?
So I've owned a few dogs in my life. I did buy one dog from the Beverly Center in LA from the mall itself.
Did you?
Sure did.
Whoa.
So when you walk in, yeah, exactly.
Here, this is Pete's dog, I think, on the
Is it Pete's dog?
on their
Show
Instagram.
Pete's dog. How cute is that fucking thing?
It's adorable.
It's adorable.
And by the way, a Cavapoo, it's a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel and a Poodle mixed together.
If we
what
were
a
to get another
dream.
dog one day, that might be it right there.
That's
right?
what I want to get because while
Do they have
no
miniature
dog,
ones? Because I don't.
This should be pretty small. Cavalier King Charles
Yeah.
Spaniels are not very big.
Great. 'Cause that's
while
kinda
no
what I'm looking
dog
for.
is 100% hypoallergenic, it's possible to find a less allergenic dog breeds that are better suited for allergy sufferers. Some popular breeds are this, anything poo,
Yeah.
anything.
It's like stuff
Poodle.
that doesn't shed.
Yes.
Look at
So
that
like
thing.
they're calling it hypoallergenic guild. But
You know what it's like?
it's
like
really
a-
just less like
it's like a diet soda.
it's a diet soda.
Yeah.
Or it's like the difference between like a long-haired cat and this dog, which is like one is going to be instantly make you start sneezing and your eyes red, and the other one is going to be like, you know, you can handle it.
Beautiful.
It's not
dog.
horrible.
It's a beautiful dog, and I want one. Like if
Oh,
we ever get one
100%.
again,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's a beautiful.
It's going to be a very long time, but
And I look, I'm no fan of Pete Davidson. Never have been, never will be.
Right.
But in this one, I support Pete. Buy what makes you happy. If you're buying a dog, you're essentially buying a kid through middle school, right? From 1 to maybe 10 to 15, somewhere in there. Mm-hmm. You're buying a kid, and then you're seeing it all the way through middle school. Is what you're doing.
Right,
there.
right.
Get the cutest dog you possibly can. You're gonna have to look at that goddamn thing every single second of the day. When it does something bad, if it's a rescue dog or it's got, bite marks out of it or whatever the fuck happened to it. It was at Michael Vick's house, and then somebody conned you into getting this dog at a shelter or whatever. That thing's also going to tear loose and probably kill one of your friends or a small child. Buy something that makes you happy, that you want to look at every day, that's good looking. You're rich enough.
Yeah.
Buy a rich dog for a rich person.
yeah.
Like, I'm fine with it.
Agreed.
Bob had an
Yes.
incident with probably a freaking adoption
Rescue dog?
rescue dog.
Did you really, Bob?
Yeah, my dog got bitten by another dog a couple weeks ago in the neighborhood.
He was
No
gonna ask me
shit.
For it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the convo like between the owners?
Oh, that's a fun one. Maybe we'll do it
Yeah,
Patreon.
that's the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it went poorly.
But I think it
Always
was
does.
like
Yeah.
that was the other dog was a not trained, probably adopted.
It was a mix, but yeah, and it was like kind of big, but it was just a shitty. This was more.
It
on
was
the peop-
it was
this
traumatized
This
somewhere.
was more on the people. Like they were shitty owners.
right.
Such shitty owners that they had already had to reinforce their yard.
Yeah.
To keep the dog in.
Yeah. They had extra stuff already
You're
built.
kidding.
Yeah. Anyways, so we have this voicemail.
You
or?
give me that address, Bob. We'll take care of that.
No, we're not. Definitely not going to do that. But
I will say, you can rescue a dog like myself, and best case scenario, they just become a deadbeat roommate.
Yeah, which is, and it's fine, right?
fine.
And it is a crapshoot, and
Right,
you
like-
definitely got like a calmer one. But for the most part, they've been rescued from places
traumatic
that were like
situation, yeah.
really bad,
Yeah.
right? Most of the time,
Right, but he shows no love, no affection towards me.
The dog?
Yeah.
Well,
Great. Well, he
are you-
he gets what he gets.
Yeah.
You get what you get. I don't know. Whatever. Did you want it?
look at who the owner is. I mean, what
Yeah,
were you
yeah, yeah.
expecting?
Right, he
Like,
takes very much after myself.
Yeah, it's your
yeah,
vibe.
dogs take they take
Yeah.
on your personality. That's what happens.
Actually, Bob, that dog probably did take on the personality of
Yeah,
the yeah.
yeah, of the owner.
Yeah,
it does.
that's what happens.
It does. It
Yeah.
is what happens.
All
100%.
all bark, no bite. But anyway,
I love puns. You can always drop a pun on this show. Always.
do we have the
And I
voicemail?
support it. Yeah, let's play the voicemail here.
kind of-
so
and
Pete leaving this,
We're on his side.
you know they're going to play it, right?
And by the way, he looks good there. He
Well,
doesn't usually.
He doesn't look like
But
that
he looks
now.
very
That's the
good
best
right there.
picture that TMZ could find.
Seriously.
Pop this voicemail up.
Hi, my name's Pete Davidson. This message is for Daphne, the C. Thank you so much for making comments publicly that I didn't adopt a dog. I just want to let you know I'm severely allergic to dogs, so I have to get a specific breed. I'm only not allergic to Cavapoos and those type of dogs. And my mom's dog, who was 2 years old, died a week prior, and we're all so sad, so I had to get a specific dog. So why don't you do your research before you create news stories for people, because you're a boring, tired Fuck you, and suck my dick.
Yes.
This message.
But it still sounded a little bit Pete Davidson-y, which is just like, hey,
Well, you're not going to stop that.
Hey.
That's him, yeah.
suck my dick.
Yeah, but is he kind of winning everyone over now?
Now this, this voicemail alone.
Not just this,
Oh,
but like
what?
slowly but surely, he is slowly winning America's heart.
I heard the
I
TV show is
think
very good. I haven't seen the TV
so.
show. We'll watch it, though.
And at a certain point, you just have
trailer
to
was good.
tip your cap to the women he pulls.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, you
Like,
know-
look, I respect the game and everything else. Him as an entertainer, performer, it's so odd to me. I can't wrap my mind around it.
He's just, we always respect people that do a lot with a little,
A
right?
little bit of talent, yeah.
No, it's just that his dad died in 9/11, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's been coasting on that. He's a New
greatest
York
gift.
boy. He's New York's son.
Well, clearly,
They
other
all
people
took care
have
of him.
forgotten about 9/11, so maybe
Right.
Pete needs to remind us.
That's true.
Where were you?
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember when?
Pete's going to be real pissed off about the PGA today,
Right. Right. But then he also gets it, right? He's like partly.
Yeah, he's sold out for the money. He was in
Yeah.
that Taco Bell commercial with the breakfast. Hey, I'm Peter Davidson, and this is the morning show at
He
Taco
just did
Bell.
a Smart Water commercial. I mean, he's fine.
He showed
He's
up.
fine.
He was in a cameo in Fast X, by
Yeah.
the way, in the new Fast and Furious family. He was in that as well, playing a horrific, like, even the performance, the writing was all awful for his scene. Like, and it did not need to be in the movie whatsoever.
Momoa's
Momoa.
choices were
Amazing.
so good.
Yeah.
It was.
He understood the assignment.
He was
understood the
doing
assignment.
this like a
Yep.
feminine.
Short
thing.
He understood the assignment.
Yeah,
It's the
yeah,
most
yeah, yeah.
ridiculous shit of all time. Oh, fuck. Here's what I want to say. Because my mom called me and she goes, watch the show, or the I Love Vin Diesel episode.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't stay past the credits. And I was like, no, Mom, I never stay past the credits. I was like, of Fast and Furious. What would be at the end of Fast and Furious? She goes, there's a scene with The Rock.
Oh yeah, who told us that?
My mom.
I know,
she
but
was the one who
someone
told me.
else-
So I
yeah.
stayed with the kids and watched it. And I told Jax, I go, hey, dude, there's going to be a scene with The Rock. He was like, really? And I go, yeah, so let's watch it. We watched it after the credits. The Rock, has a mask on, holding up somebody for money or some bullshit or whatever, right?
Sure.
Then at the end, he pulls open the mask and he's talking to Momoa on the phone, saying they're going to kill each other. And that's going to be the next Fast and Furious in there. And they have squashed the beef. Him and Vin Diesel
okay.
have squashed the beef. However, There's a hot new rumor that he is none too happy with Jason Momoa just chewing scenery in the new Fast and Furious. So he's not happy about that. And then some of the other producers came out and said, hey, dude, it's been Vin all along who's been an asshole and who's been late, doesn't know his lines. And, yeah, out of shape. So somebody went scorched earth on him.
I will say there was a couple scenes like in the car where he looked like he had the Robert De Niro filter on because it was like not fully tracking to take away the like a chin and give like, yeah. So I'm sure he's like, you guys just do it in post.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He's like, everything's in post anyways. I'm not going to get in shape for what?
No, and watching that scene, they're going to do, it looks like there's going to be like 3 or 4 more of these fucking things. I don't know why they said this was the last one, not a prayer.
Well,
You're going to squeeze that orange, dude. When it does that well overseas, $500 million overseas, yes, dude, they're doing more of these fucking things.
Yeah, for sure.
You saw The Little Mermaid, which bombed overseas and is now bombing here. What was the real sitch? Did you like the movie?
Yeah.
Okay. It was good?
It was packed. The theater was packed, sold out every show.
So how was the CGI? Because that was what most of the bad reviews were about, was the CGI. It wasn't about Homegirl's performance.
There wasn't a lot of CGI. Like, it wasn't a big action movie. So the CGI that they're talking about, I'm not really sure.
How did they communicate underwater?
They just talked.
Okay. But how do they put the water around them, I guess?
So it's like their hair is fully moving.
Okay.
And they're like, the things around them, they're in the ocean, but they still need to be like actors.
Move.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
I thought it was fine.
All right. Cool. Yeah.
I thought it was good.
That was the one knock on it. They said final total, it'll probably lose about $100 million for the whole thing. But
I mean, it's already $100 million over its budget.
No, the P&A budget and everything overseas, like you're kind of fucked on that. So
it's made $328 million.
Yeah.
It has?
Yeah.
What was its budget?
250.
So its budget was 5. Really.
Yeah, $500 million.
That's like a rule of
It's
thumb.
still
you have to
gotta double it for P&A.
marketing, and
It'll make
Still,
it.
like for any other movie, though, that's not a horrible number.
It's not, but in today's world, you want the Fast and Furious numbers. Like that's what you're looking for.
Right,
you're
but
looking
it's
for a
Little
$500
Mermaid,
million
you're
overseas.
not going to get.
So, like take Spider-Man for example. Spider-Man fucking exploded this weekend. And
At what? What's Spider-Man at?
It opened up at 122 for 3 days. Now that's unbelievable.
Wasn't Little Mermaid 117?
At 4 days over a Memorial Day weekend. So like, dude, that's a massive number, and it's crushing overseas. So that's the thing that you have to remember. It's not about the U.S. anymore. Like we're out of this. We're all done with this world. You're trying to buy global shit and then just buy up anything that is global at this point and get as much money as you possibly can out of the world. Same with the PGA deal. That is the world. They bought the European tour, everything else. The U.S. is fine, but the real money is coming from around the world and all that other shit. But yeah, you're going to see fast fucking 80 out of this, you know? And I'm actually here for it now. Now that I'm in and I know what the thing is, like, I'm really there for it. What I was sad to see, and we didn't talk about this last week, was both the comedies bombed last weekend. And that one sucks, dude.
Yeah.
We haven't had a comedy come out in, 3 years.
I hate to be a dick, but like neither of them looked good.
No.
I
Yeah.
thought...
The Sebastian movie, I didn't hear a single thing about that.
Truly, I'm so open. I'm so like, suspension of disbelief, everything, willing to
Let's
give it a
just
shot.
go, let's
and
do
yeah,
it.
and like honestly, like neither of those trailers ever fucking did anything for me.
I
Plus,
could
like-
probably sit in About Your Father and like laugh a couple times maybe.
Because of De Niro.
Because of the dynamic, maybe. I don't know.
But like the Burt movie, as big as Burt is, I guess, as a
know.
comic, that's
I
not
know.
really saying much. He's not really mainstream big.
Yeah, and we had this conversation. Look, I love Bert, but it's
sure.
one of those things where we're also in the podcast world, and perhaps we misjudged how famous he is podcast-wise versus like the rest of the United States. Again, my parents are avid moviegoers, and they went and saw it. They had no idea who he was.
Okay.
It was just pouring in Wilmington.
Did they like
pouring
it?
down rain last weekend over Memorial Day, and they did. But the first call that I got was my mom saying, "Hey, do you know who Bert Kreischer is?" And I go, "Yeah." And I was like, "Do you?" She goes, well, I just watched him in this movie. And I go, so you went and saw a movie? Only based on the trailer.
There's not a lot.
Yes, there's
out
not a lot
there.
going on. But they went and saw it and had no idea who the lead was. None. And they loved it. They said the movie was great. Both of them, surprisingly. They were like, it was fucking
Well,
hilarious.
the lead is Teatro, right?
I think he's only in it for like 20 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Who?
It's
Bert?
more-
No, Tatro.
Okay,
Oh, is
gotcha.
he? Okay.
I don't know, actually, so I don't know much about it.
Humble beginnings.
Yeah.
So it's crazy too, like the way they framed it. As soon as I saw it, the way that they wrote it, I was like, "Oh, that's weird." So it's like they're not just doing what happened to him in Russia. It's like
That's
it's like a variation. Yeah, it sets everything up. It's like I would rather just see the movie about the actual story of the machine,
Young Bert.
which is not what they did.
Right.
Okay.
And so there's just all these bizarre choices. I mean, like it could have been like fucking hard R fucked up Euro trip.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But they didn't do that, and it's just,
Oh, did you see it?
What
Bob?
was it rated?
Okay.
What was it rated?
It
was
probably
R.
was R.
It was R.
But
Oh,
like,
okay.
It was R.
But no, it was R. But what I'm saying is, Euro
Yeah,
Trip
yeah,
is
yeah.
more like a soft R.
Yeah.
PG-13 maybe, but like it could have been like that. This like young hijinks situation where you
Yes.
have a fun cast, but instead they like the creative choices they made were bizarre. And again, he's not a big star. Like
Stop yelling.
He's
into the
not a
mic.
big star.
No.
Only Ross can yell. He's not a big star,
No, I don't
but like also
I like when Bob yells, by the way, for the record.
passionate.
Yeah, he's
He's
passionate.
passionate. He's passionate.
He's not yelling, he's passionate.
I forgot. what I
You
was
said
gonna
about the
say.
podcast thing, like, yeah, look, we know him. He's super fucking famous in podcasts. I mean, he's got 2 podcasts that are inside the top 20 in the world.
You know what though? Okay, here's what I was going to say. I think he's got to be a little out of touch at this point. Like, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but when you've been doing this for this long, you're that age. Rogan is too, right? Like Tom is a little bit. Like you're starting to be out of touch, and he had a lot to do with that movie.
It's also a little too inside baseball, right? Like
yes.
Yeah.
we think podcasting is this giant industry, and it's like it is.
Oh,
It
to an
is.
extent.
They had
yeah.
a segment on Good Morning America yesterday to show people what button to press
Yep.
to play a podcast.
Yep.
to play a podcast
sure did.
and explaining what podcasts were. So like we're still there.
Right. So it's kind of like, you know, how we think Succession was this giant show that everybody watched.
Sure.
It was not.
It wasn't really.
No.
If in the grand scheme of things, like
Yeah.
young Sheldon blows that out of the water.
Yeah.
Like, dude,
More people
the
saw Big
final,
Bang Theory.
Exactly. The final episode of Succession was 1.9 million, and it was the highest rate. It was the highest ratings they've ever had. But yeah,
But it's kind of like our own obsession with somebody that's, or like the industry itself, if you're in the industry.
And I think even maybe Bert himself misjudged
It's kind of
how many people really loved him because the podcast does so well. His Instagram is good, right?
yeah.
And I think he kind of misjudged how that would translate.
Now, here's who didn't misjudge it: is Netflix. That budget was between $8 to $10 million. I think it's already made 9 or 10 million in the box office so far.
So they're fine.
And then it's going to go to streaming. Like,
and
they're
then he
fine.
did a lot of the P&A himself.
Yes. So they're fine on that because he was the one booking himself on everything else. And look, he went on, every huge podcast except for Drinking Bros that he could. But yeah, it's one of those things where Netflix is fine. That budget is fine. They're all going to be fine. The Maniscalco one looked like that was kind of pricey. It looked like Meet the Fockers type of budget, maybe 30 to 35 on that. And he's one of those guys that is, in my opinion, probably more famous than Bert comedically.
Yes.
His budget was
it's
30 mil.
Widely known.
$30 million,
Yeah,
yeah.
widely known that
It looked
he
like
is
it.
one of the most
Famous in the world, maybe?
highest selling.
Yeah. Well,
comedian.
I think he's number 1, right? As far as highest selling.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, if Rogan did a tour of Chappelle, that would probably beat it, but no, you're not beating.
And
Maybe
that
not.
may be,
You're right.
again, things that we think
I know.
that are actually not true.
Blue Collar Comedy Tour was number 1 for 7 consecutive years in comedy. And then after that was Jeff Dunham. Remember that in The Puppets?
Yeah.
Where he was saying all the racist shit through the puppets, and we just kind of forgave that. Like it was the puppets that were fine.
Brilliant. It was
But
brilliant.
he was number 1, I think, for 4 years. Before that, I think it was Carrot Top who was number 1 for 3 years.
And then Kevin Hart.
Oh,
Kevin
yeah.
Hart, I understand. He
Yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
doing stadiums and shit. And I.
Yeah, I guess Dunham doesn't really make sense.
Well, no, he was too, man. It's just a weird thing to picture a guy on stage in front of 40,000 people with a box full of 8 to 10 puppets.
It's also this other thing too. Sorry, with Bert, where it's like you finally got to the point, dude, where you're making so much money just being yourself. You don't have to deal with the gatekeepers. You don't have to try and get parts in this thing. You don't have to try and make movies. And they just can't fucking let it go. Where it's like you have the best situation.
Because he's just like a genuine dude. He's not like overly funny or...
No. He just kind of laughs a lot and he's always down to party, to be honest with you. And he's weird. He'll drink Kool-Aid or something. Hilarious. But when you just can't, even Tim Dillon, you can't just be okay with like the highest podcast, the most money, a podcast studio, like, and you still want to try and do a movie, a comedy, and make money from it? What is wrong with you?
Sometimes you got to know your lane.
Yes. And I think there's something to just knowing that. Like Rogan was like, I'm done. I used to act.
Yep.
Now I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be in movies. I'm not trying to get parts. I'm not trying to. I mean, he did do Spotify deal, but anyway.
Well, but it was with the podcast. So
it is, but he did kind of like make a gatekeeper situation, whereas before he didn't. Like, why would you not just be okay with that? That's your life.
Dan Holloway on Drinking Bros said the same thing about Pat McAfee, where it was like, hey, dude, FanDuel was already paying you $30 million. You could say
But
whatever you wanted
can't
to.
let it go.
I know.
There's
and he
still
went to
this
ESPN.
like traditional media thing where we go like, we've got to be on a movie poster. Even if it's dumb, even if it doesn't do well, like we have to be on that movie poster and do a premiere and be on the red carpet. Why?
I don't know.
Why?
I don't know. I like the way he handled it, though. All of his posts have been, positive and upbeat and everything else. And, obviously the movie, I think, made $4.2 million total for 4 days. 4 days over Memorial Day weekend that's not good.
I think his fans probably now will be happy for content to go back to
podcasts,
just regular content and not like pushing
a movie.
This movie, because he sold his Instagram following as part of the letting him do the.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
What was the?
Over. What is it?
So a bunch of other people said that too. What was the deal?
I don't know, but he'll go on tour and do his like stand up and everything. It's just like, man, just kind of like do what you do well.
Dude.
Yeah. I agree.
All these dudes especially comedians, spread themselves thin.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they have no idea what they're doing.
And then they're never in studio, right? So then it's like Two Bears is one of the biggest podcasts, yet they're never together because one of them is always on tour.
Yeah.
And even that's not enough. But yeah, so they were going to shelve it or something. I think the Delco or Bob probably knows better. They were going to shelve it, and he kind of brought it back to life and was like, I'm going to do behind the scenes stuff. I'm going to do Instagram. I'm going to do videos. Like I'm going to take over the advertising of it, marketing. And I think he did as good as he could do, really.
He did. He did.
Misjudged
I
maybe
saw it everywhere.
again.
I saw it everywhere.
Right, but you saw it everywhere. We all saw it everywhere.
Right.
But like misjudged maybe how far his reach was as far as his own promotion.
I think with that, you shoot your shot. You got the lead in a movie. It's probably a dream.
No, it is. It's great.
I think you shoot your shot, and whatever happens after that. Is it worth the time now to do another one, knowing that one is unsuccessful? Probably not. I mean,
no.
you and I, Jesse and I
it.
have had a saying in our household for years, where if we can't monetize it, we don't do it. Just simply because there's too many other things that are important in life that it's like, hey, a hobby is no longer good enough anymore.
Right. We got to start your kids' YouTube channel soon.
Correct.
Yeah.
Like we're going to start monetizing those little fucks,
Yeah.
And if we can't monetize them, then they leave the family.
Yes. Then we
I
give
have
them
the same
away.
rule with Rob's kids as well. I think we need to start like as soon as possible, Rob. We need to get on that.
Well,
How
you
are
got to
they-
get a softcore young history or however you're going to spin that.
How
Yeah.
are they in front of the camera, Bob?
Oh, Rory's a ham. You
Is
know?
he?
He's
I
good
know
to go.
I know my kids. They seem like they would, and then the camera goes on, and they just clam right up.
freeze.
Children's history, because I think you forget, like you guys host a history show, so I think you forget when it really kicked in for you guys. But looking at the last report cards and all that stuff, for us, it was third grade. So Jax, our oldest son, who is 9, he did a report on Helen Keller. And then he told the teacher that his mom was Helen Keller in a movie. which is
Oh,
hilarious. And you can definitely look that up and find the posters online and everything. She
Yeah.
was just like, oh my God, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But I had forgotten that you start teaching really famous people at like 3rd grade. I was like, oh shit, Helen Keller's 3rd grade, huh? Thought it was later. So yeah, you got to get them younger, dude.
Yeah.
Because then they could break down the Helen Keller episode for children. And that's when you really start crushing, you know?
Toy
Get that
reviews.
following, get toy reviews, all of it, you know?
Oh,
But historical toy reviews. So then you tie
What
that
if
in.
Delco makes the most money ever from just like filming and producing
Rory's kids opening up gifts.
children, just children in general
Yeah.
that he hates,
With his mustache.
but somehow he's going to have to like, deal with them.
Listen, take the fucking money.
Take the fucking money.
Take the money.
And YouTube, of all things, they fully monetize kids all the time.
They do. They do. One of
Are
the
they still doing
So
that?
one of the things on our back end is this made for kids? Is it made for I mean, it's a box you have to check before we even go live on this goddamn show.
Right.
And you're like, holy shit. All right, cool, man. And yeah, the richest people we know, our friends from Wilmington. Look up their page, actually, Bob. It's JT Music on YouTube. See how many subscribers they have now.
They'll monetize that shit, but I'm having problems monetizing softcore history right now on YouTube because our bank account doesn't match my address.
Yeah.
It's so dumb.
Ooh.
You're wiring
Make it
money.
a Saudi. Make it a Saudi address.
Make
They'll
it
do
a
it.
Saudi address, and they'll dial it up.
This is my.
These are our homeboys.
My,
These are our homeboys. How
it's
many
my
followers do they have?
My
4.26 million.
Holy shit.
my sound mentor.
I know. 4.26, huh? God damn, dude. Good for them. They make a killing. And so I can tell you this, because I love those guys. We did a ton of sketches together, too. What did we do with them? Did we do Harambe? Yeah, I did Harambe with them. I did Waffle House Waitress. We did it with those guys. We did a bunch of them with those. I mean, they got a gajillion views and very, very talented. However, to make money on YouTube, they have this, I guess you would classify it as kids. It's raps about video games. So they do these video game raps. They have over 4 million followers, and this is their living, and they make a shit ton of money off of just YouTube only. I mean, if you go to like their Instagram, they don't have many followers. I don't think they even have a Twitter. It is simply just YouTube revenue because they don't swear. It is child friendly, and you can make a boatload of cash off of this. We had a guy on Drinking Bros that I wanted to explode, Cowboy Jack.
Oh yeah.
Cowboy Jack, I looked at his channel the other day. Slowly growing in subscribers, but he has, I think, 10 videos that are over like 5 million views a piece. I mean, it's gnarly where you're just like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And it's cool. How many subscribers does he have?
37,000.
Yeah. Now scroll down. What's his highest video there that he's got?
He's got 6 million, 6.5 million.
Yeah.
A tour of an ambulance, sandcastle building lessons says 4 million, dentist 4 million, aquarium 3 million.
That's a lot. That's a lot of views for a guy with 30,000 subscribers. So it's pretty
Yeah.
cool to see, but that's kind of how you
We
can get
should
in.
have a show on our network that could be on YouTube Kids. Somehow.
Stop you right there. It took a meeting about it already. Daily Wire's doing it. They have a kids outlets. I forget the name of it, but they are already shooting, filming, programming, all that stuff right now.
Drinking tots.
Yeah.
Drinking time.
Drinking tots.
But
or,
it's with the baby bottles instead of hard AF seltzers.
No, it's just whiskey.
But they like
Burns.
don't swear, and it's like the
Burns.
boys, Jackson Jagger, and they're just
Drinking tots.
hanging out,
Yeah.
playing video games or
Tansy's
something.
got one for his kids.
Oh yeah, it's cute.
the
actually.
skateboarding one.
good.
And it's good. Yeah. Vomit and Gromit, I think the name of it
Yeah.
is. But it's good. And they
Did
interview
Tony Hawk
yeah,
the other day.
dude, Tony Hawk was on there.
Kind of
The
crazy.
hell?
Ryan Scheckler was on.
They're really good. Those little kids, though.
They're
like,
good. But they're good
skate-
skaters, like in real life.
skaters,
They're
so,
winning
like,
they're winning all those competitions.
I
Yeah.
know, but Tansy just has a weird life.
Isn't
He
it
does.
crazy that he'll just like get? I mean,
But he's a good dude.
a good dude.
He's
He
just a
is.
good person.
He
So
is.
So if you meet him, you go like, all
Oh,
right,
yeah.
and then his like kids are awesome, and his wife is cool, and you're like, all right, man.
you get it. Like, you
Also,
get it.
like his, the rum place, the
Oh
distillery.
yeah,
is
his rum
sweet.
distillery is fucking dope, dude. That place rocks as well. And when you can give away booze to celebrities, it really helps. Take my word for it. All right.
Yeah.
I'm not just a podcast host. I'm also a fucking boozer as well. Speaking of which, somebody's dropped off, 10 cases the other day? Who was it? I'll shout them out on the show. I don't care that it's a competing product.
I think it's on a note on the top.
Was it Barbara? Was that her name? Who popped by the studio?
Barb?
I'll shout him out on the show, yeah. There we go. Babs? Was it Babs?
Oh, was it Babs?
Oh, no, it's nowhere close.
Oh.
Madeline. God, I'm the terrible
Madeline.
Madeline. So this was Canteen, and they dropped off about 10 cases. They get a ton of stuff. So this is vodka soda. I haven't had this flavor. This is the pineapple flavor. I had the watermelon one yesterday to kind of test it out, and then they got some other like margarita stuff.
They have a ranch water, I think, in the other room.
Nice.
Yeah. It'll do for now until it's in Texas, you know?
Exactly. So cheers. We'll have it, and I appreciate it. We're never going to turn down free booze over here.
Exactly.
So thank you, Madeline, and at Canteen over there. But they're printed on the can, so they must have some money, dude.
Yeah.
That's the thing I look for the most. Whereas if they're printed on, I'm like, ooh, you rich.
You looking for the money? We all are.
I'm like, ooh, you rich already? Dang. Because that's like printing 1 million cans at a time right there if you're printed on, baby. Canteen's got some money. But thank you very much. We appreciate it. And we will never turn down free booze in this studio, ever. Ever. And Jesse, if you turn it down, it's your life, okay?
Turn what down?
Booze, free booze.
Oh, yeah, I won't.
Always take the free booze.
I won't.
All right? You got to take it. You got to take it home. Who was giving us free booze the other day? Was it June Shine, I think? June Shine. We got some June Shine the other day as well.
Free booze?
Yeah.
From who?
June Shine. I forget. Whoever the rep is. Who owns them? Who owns June Shine?
No
I like their
idea.
Midnight Painkiller.
Yes.
I like that one.
Yes.
The other one,
I like them all.
yeah. So you send them Jesse's way. It's hard kombucha.
Yes.
And that's the name of it, and that's a separate category. We also had the Strange Beast. Strange Beast was good. Tastes like there was some sugar in it, though.
There is. So I drink products that have real sugar, just not a lot of it.
Mm-hmm. And just a tad to get you there. Just to kick it up a little.
Yeah, I just don't like to have fake sugar.
No, me neither. Me neither. And that was one of the drinks which will remain unnamed. Somebody else dropped off another one. That was full of stevia and shit like that. And it's like, man, you drink that, you're immediately shitting through a screen door. You know?
Right.
That stevia is a hard one. I don't know why anybody would put that in there. Remember those Doritos they sold years ago that everybody had explosive diarrhea? I mean, it was just absolutely
What was
explosive.
it?
People were murdering toilets all over America.
What was the ingredient?
Do you remember the ingredient on that, Bob, for the Doritos? They were like, it tastes just like real Doritos, except there's no fat or carbs or sugar. And there was one ingredient in there that was causing explosive diarrhea.
I don't remember that, but I remember the sugar-free gummy bears that people
Oh,
would
my
order.
gosh, yes.
Because I think it's like an
It's the same ingredient.
or
That's-
something.
Yeah. Bob, what was it? Type in Doritos explosive diarrhea ingredient, and then it'll come right up. I guarantee it.
But
Just
it's a
those 4
sugar
words.
replacement that
Yes.
always gets people.
Yep. And
Olestra.
that's it. God damn it, Olestra. Man, people were
Sugar
shitting their
substitute that
brains
makes
out.
You poop. Or sorbitol.
I don't know sorbitol.
Sorbitol was in any of the Atkins stuff. Remember those bars that were like an Atkins, like chocolate bar?
Yeah.
That was all sorbitol, and it would just make you
I never had a problem with those,
your pants.
but it was a nice poop. It wasn't like,
It's a good cleanse.
yeah,
Oh.
the Doritos one was a fucking Jackson Pollock painting. I mean, that was everywhere. It was the walls. You were painting the walls.
Which sugar?
You were decking the
substitute
halls with
cause diarrhea. Oh yeah, stevia
stevia and
Lao
Olestra.
Hung Gao.
Oh, Lao Hong Gao.
Lao Hong Gao.
Lao Hong Gao.
It was the original Ozempic.
Well,
Yeah, right?
MSG was the original Ozempic.
No, MSG is like salt.
Oof.
That makes you bloated.
No, but it makes you shit your pants.
Does
dude.
it? I
Oh,
thought
it sure
just
does.
Gave you a headache.
At NYU,
Gosh,
towards the
you know.
end, there was this Chinese takeout place underneath where I lived, and the money was dwindling at that point for Daddy. So it was a 1 meal a day sitch, and it was there. And I specifically remember asking the chef, who I don't know why I did this to this day. Like I just said, "Hey, is there MSG in this?" "Oh no, no MSG, no MSG." I was like, "Okay, great."
Right.
Came back, ate. I might as well have just eaten it right on the toilet. I mean, it was just a nightmare. And the worst part of it too is I had to go back because I just didn't have enough money to go anywhere else in the city towards the end.
But it wasn't the MSG.
It was. It was. It's real MSG. The kind where they really fucking scoop it in there. It looks like you're putting creatine in a drink as a kid,
Yeah.
JV football, just trying to gain an extra 15 pounds.
Read the study that was put out in the 70s or something? The Chinese, it was called Chinese Restaurant Syndrome. And it was this super racist, you guys probably know, right? Softcore history. It was this super racist paper that was put out from reputable doctor.
Okay.
And it was this basically all the symptoms of Chinese food restaurant, whereas there's so many foods that actually have MSG, but because we were so racist at that time, it was must have been 50s, 60s, but look up Chinese restaurant syndrome. And there was like these drawings and they would do
Chinese restaurant syndrome. I'm in on this.
That was the actual name of the published paper.
Yeah.
And what's the gist here? So
basically it's telling you that like you're
what can I tell you what it popped up with?
What?
So the immediate thing that pops up with, and this is why AI is going to take over the world here. Google's been doing this where it gives you a brief synopsis and then it gives you the rest of the article, so you're forced to read the Google one first. But the Google ones are good. So this says a group of symptoms such as numbness of the neck, arms, and back with headache, dizziness, and palpitations that is held to affect susceptible persons eating food, and especially Chinese food, heavily seasoned with monosodium glutamate. I don't know what that is.
MSG.
Glutamate.
MSG.
Oh, is that what it stands for?
Yes.
Shit.
So the etymology is traced to a 1968 letter that appeared in the New England Journal of Medicine claiming that Chinese food brought forth ailments. The letter was uncovered to later be a hoax, but the myth remained for decades.
Yeah. So it's this thing where you it's a mental, MSG is
not bad for you. It's
salt basically with a little umami. It's salt so that you kind of don't have to use that much salt, and it's a derivative of sodium. It's sodium. So there's actually nothing wrong with it, and maybe, there could be other things in there, or they used a little bit too much. I'm not sure.
Asking about MSG is like being like, is there toxins in this? Are there toxins in
and you
this?
just go what? Or just anything that we've been told,
Yeah.
in the past, it sticks with you, right? Even a non-fat thing now, you're I feel like there's too much fat, even though now we know that sugar is the problem. Good fats are not, right?
Yeah.
But it's still in your head
It's
because
ingrained.
they publish this
It's
paper
ingrained.
because everyone says it and they can't get out from under it. When in fact, MSG is not actually the cause of it, and it's not that bad for you, and it's in all kinds of foods that you don't even know.
So what you're saying is I might have just been eating bad cat, and the MSG had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, you were getting diarrhea.
Oh, it was bad.
You were probably a college kid that wasn't eating right anyways, and you were going to get grease. I bet it was more the grease than it was MSG.
I'm not sure.
So really, really greasy foods will make you
a lot of Chinese food's greasy as fuck.
Yeah, what I do
it's
want to
super deep fried, and the tempura
Are we getting
holds
it? Are we getting
on.
Panda Express tonight?
Look, I'm down.
do it.
I've never subscribed to the Chinese food syndrome myth ever. I've always
I'll
been
do it
like,
tonight.
fuck
I'll do it
this,
tonight
it's
with you.
awesome.
I'll do it tonight. And so that's my roommates in college at NYU. I'm sorry I left that boat oar in the toilet, okay? There's nothing I can do about that.
Yeah.
It was bad.
It was the grease.
It was bad.
And it probably reused the grease, and it was just, it's not the MSG.
We've been talking about the summer of docs with the writer's strike and all that other stuff. Wanted to bring up a couple here that were bought and see if you're in here. Because you're going to see a lot more of these coming out. I've loved all of them so far, including the Smartless one. I didn't even like I don't like the podcast, but I like the fucking doc. I thought it was great. I'm going to watch the last one tonight. We gone through 3 of them last night. It's weird. Their banner behind the scenes is great. Just get on the podcast. MGM is going to have a docuseries on serial killer Ed Gein. It's he inspired Psycho and Silence of the Lambs. Who's Ed Gein?
Ed Gein
Another 4-parter. Jesus Christ.
Well, Ed Gein needs a 4-parter. Isn't he the one with the 30 bodies found? Right?
Yeah, he's got to be, right?
Bob? He's the one that, like, the 30 bodies were found in his house, in vents underneath.
It says viewers will be transported to late 1950s middle America, submerged in Gaines' perverse mind. His upbringing, relationship with his mother, which was in Psycho. Mm-hmm. So I didn't know Psycho was based on this guy. That's great.
Well, I mean, it's
his
based
early
on
grave
lots
robbing?
of serial
Yeah,
killers.
he exhumed corpses, made various items out of their body parts, used them for furniture, clothing, and masks.
Ooh,
He also inspired Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Did he really?
Leatherface, yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. Let's go.
Was he
I
clown
love
guy?
Leatherface.
Was Gein clown guy?
No, that was
Who was that?
This rocks. So with this,
I'm thinking of the wrong guy.
John Wayne Gacy.
Okay, so Gacy's the one clown guy that had all those bodies in his, like, the vents underneath,
I think he fucked
whatever.
bodies and molested
Yeah.
kids. And
But Gein is like, if you believe in Satan being a real person, that's him.
oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
So yeah, they've got brand new revelations revealed in new recordings, Jabes.
I don't love a serial killer. Sorry.
That's weird. But you've got your favorites.
I mean, I have my favorites, but they're not people like that. It's like a BTK, you know? Yeah. It's people that are just like, what is up? Like, how?
The other
But
one,
the crazy ones, the people are just fucking crazy and just like fuck dead bodies and wear their skin, and they're just crazy. That I can't do anything with that.
that's
like,
what's going to happen to
just
Joel. You
too-
know that, right?
It's just too much.
Well, his wife is going to move over here and wear his skin, and he's going to die.
No, he's actually being forced to build a box that he has to go back into every night under
Oh,
the
I like
bed.
that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So at least he'll be alive and he'll be able to work.
Yep.
The next one up is Lionheart doc. Oh, this one I'm amped about. This is HBO about the late Indy 500 champ Dan Weldon. That one's
Okay.
going to be fucking dope, dude.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm in on that. That's a crazy life story, and yeah, dude, he fucking died on the course. I was like,
Oh, shit.
yeah, it was that one I'm amped about. Shit. It kind of just bit like that story. I didn't know the real answer for years and years and years, and it'd be interesting to catch up and see. Obviously, his family probably didn't want to do it, you know. Mm-hmm. But you know, it's been 10 years now. At least you can look back, and Pops can get some shine
Right.
on the old big screen there.
Mm-hmm. What else?
So you're good.
Yeah, what else?
And there's another one from Wondery. What's the deal with Wondery?
Wondery is one of the biggest podcast companies.
They are.
Yeah.
But how much money do they actually have? I mean, I know they got acquired for 300 or 400 million, but it's like, shit, do you have this much money to keep?
Yeah, they
pumping these
pump out. Yeah, they pump out. They have always the at least top 5, and they acquire really good shows. So yeah,
Okay.
They're owned by Amazon, right?
yeah. So I think like even Smartlist is Wondery, right?
Yeah, but
Essentially.
they're owned by Amazon. Yeah. Holy shit, I didn't know that. Okay. All right.
Wondery's huge, and they do it right. And they've like bought. I guess with podcasts you don't have to buy rights to stories, but they like just get the best like behind the scenes for audio documentaries.
But to go back to your original point, Ross, we're going to be owned by 5 conglomerates at one point.
I know. I'm just trying to decide who it is at this point, who I want to be owned by. I'm fine
I would
being
say
somebody's
Wondery.
puppet.
Bezos
No.
isn't bad considering the other options.
I would say Wondery.
Was Wondery the one that they were like, we think you're the most offensive person on the planet? I think it might have been Wondery.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It was who was the other one too? Oh, God damn it! Who was the first? No, it wasn't Earwolf. I think it was Wondery. It was definitely Wondery.
There's Earwolf, Wondery.
Yeah, Wondery was the one that were like,
iHeart.
I know who you are. Our CFO called
Gimlet.
when all these
They're not even a
mergers were
thing.
going on. Yeah, and,
NPR,
yeah.
always.
When all these mergers were going on, they were like, I know exactly who those guys are the most offensive people on the planet. No, absolutely not.
Yeah, no, we wouldn't fit in anyway.
No. But
It's
I do
mostly scripted,
find
not
it
scripted,
hilarious. Rachel Maddow is doing a history podcast. No, it's a history series, and it's tied to current events called Deja News. Dingus. I do like that title, though.
I know. And it's not her face,
Shit.
so I think people will accidentally go to it. She did a drawing, which was smart.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
It's just her name kind of tiny in the bottom. Because she's not bad. She just has like a punchable face, but like she's not bad.
No, she's fine.
She's fine.
I mean, it's fine for what she does. Like I'm able to separate.
I just don't like emotional news. I
hate her, but
I don't like news stories to be delivered in a really emotional way, like with crime and stuff.
Right.
It's just a lot.
But the reason I bring all of this up is I've asked you and Joel. Now I want to pin you down because we're live on air and you can't go anywhere.
Okay.
I've wanted to put Crime Corner on just YouTube to see how it would do on Friday nights. I want to put it in the Dateline slot. Okay. Dateline was always Friday nights as a kid and all through. I think it's still now, right?
Yeah, so we'd have to do like have to do like Friday 9 p.m. drop, 8 or 9 p.m.
All right, Joel, do you have headphones on? Because we do a show every Friday on Patreon already. Mm-hmm. But it's putting up the back catalog because those are evergreen. Does Joel have headphones on? Is he back there? Is he getting raped?
He's editing.
Is he getting raped? Or?
No, he's doing his job.
No, he's working.
Okay. What's your favorite video one? And we'll pop it up for Friday.
It's hard because they're all so good and then also so bad at the same time. So I'm like trying to think of like parts. Everyone has a really great part. We just did Scott Peterson with Delco.
Okay.
And it's going to be a lot of Scott Peterson's face over Delco's.
But that's got to go to shut the fuck up. You guys are superimposing his face over.
Just a couple shots. We didn't really have to. He looks a lot like him. But
what's an older episode?
No.
That we're going to pop up. I just want to see how it does out in the world. I put one on my Twitter the other night, and it got a few thousand views.
There's a couple, maybe Diane Downs, like the worst mom of all time. That's a good one.
Okay.
Anything with like a lot of pictures and 911 calls and like interviews, those are good because we like play the interviews.
Now, did you say YouTube dings you for that as well? Like they're not.
No, it dings you for it doesn't like any crime stuff. Like they're really trying to like push true crime to audio only, and they just want all of that off of YouTube. So like I worry.
There's so many news clippings and like clippings is in actual video clippings of like old murder stories and all that other shit. I mean,
yeah. So I mean, do it and just don't blame me if.
I'm not going to blame you. We say the worst shit on the planet on a daily basis. And
it won't be monetized, but
we don't make any money off YouTube, so who gives a shit?
Yeah, so I have like I'm choosing, but there's one with a PT Cruiser crash that's really funny.
Oh, that'd be good. Yeah.
PT.
I posted that the other day. Yes.
PT cruising for a bruising. The video's pretty
Joel,
good.
pull that video episode and I'll post it. Stout just gave us $20 and said if I jumped on Ross's back, would he beat me off? Not for 20, but you get into like a 10, 20K range and you want to get jacked off for sure, dude. But I don't know if they'll let you donate that.
Beat me off.
Yeah. Get into a 10K, 20K sitch, 100%. You can just roll into the studio. And that we could probably do live on Patreon, you know? If we put it up on the Vimeo back end and not the YouTube one, yeah, dude. We'll jack a dude off for 20K, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
It's whatever, you know, at this point. We're all being owned by somebody, so yeah, why not Stout, this guy in the chat?
Yeah.
Who looks like Jason Statham. It's a black and white photo, which I didn't know you could use photos in there, but it's nice. Yeah, dude.
Oh, okay, he's back now.
Joel, we're going to put the PT Cruising for Bruising on Friday night on YouTube, all right? Will you pull the video for me? I'll upload it as soon as this is over. I just want to see what happened with it in the world. Because, again, with all this shit going on, this is where we're going to be moving. You guys already do it anyways. Like, let's see how it does, dude. I want to put it up on a Friday night. Because the reason I don't get into Dateline shit with you that often, or just really have it in the past, besides the big ones, you know, like a Casey Anthony or somebody like that. Somebody hot. It's going to be somebody hot that I'll get into. But guy or girl, I don't really care. I just don't want to see hot people go to jail. I even felt bad for Scott Peterson. You know, I was like, God,
I know.
Attractive man. I don't see the dude going to jail. It's like, all right.
Right, but the wife was cute too.
I know. And that's the whole thing. And that's why the story got big. But that's the whole reason I don't get into it, where they're usually catching predators, right? Where it's, really? And it's, you know, the guy pops in. He was on Drinking Bros. Chris Hansen.
Yeah.
And it's like some creepy guy who's next to a Domino's pizza, that's usually out on the island in the kitchen. And they're like, let's talk about you coming over to Jamie's house and raping Jamie.
That's To Catch a Predator. That's not Dateline.
All of it. They're all on Friday nights. They're all on Fridays.
Okay.
So I would rather see you guys, because the one episode I posted the other day, you were just smoking live on air.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you might have to go back to hard cigs inside.
No thanks, but
Is that not nicotine?
Yeah, we puff tough. We puff tough and drink crime juice, and we're just like reformed dirtbags talking about crime. You know?
No, I know, and I love it.
Yeah.
Because I saw you absolutely just killing was it a vape? It's a Juul, right?
Yeah.
All right, now we're talking. So Krager's just threw 100 in and just said, Ross, would 100-ish do for certain individuals?
I don't understand what's happening. What are they asking
They want
you?
me to jack off somebody live on air, and it's
Why?
Why not? I mean, it's for money. We're trying to raise money for awareness, and that awareness is us getting richer. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Everybody else is today. That's the theme of today. Everybody's getting rich for something. Why not us? What do you want us to do for it?
Yeah.
Do you want me to dance for it? Do you want me to jack some guy off? Whatever. I mean, whatever has to happen is going to happen.
Right.
And then you can just do fun, weird bullshit all the time.
Yeah.
Even in Full Swing, man, watching that older dude fucking travel around with his kids on a private jet, I was like, damn it. Ian Poulter. I was like, that's what I want to achieve, Right. I'll still do all the fun, weird shit, just at a higher level, because then you really don't have to worry about getting canceled.
Yeah.
And that'll go back to that McAfee thing. $30 million. You don't have to worry about getting canceled, bro. You're good.
I know.
You're good, dude.
So he got more money.
No, he didn't. He got less money on that deal.
But he got to be on. What's
But
your
you get to-
dream,
yes,
right?
what's your
is
dream?
to be on College Game Day
and be the host of everything on
Traditional
ESPN.
media,
Yes.
yeah.
So it's about what your dream is versus what the perception of that dream is.
right.
Because like right now, even going back, even if somebody offered hey, you get to be the next Captain America, holy shit, man, that seems like a lot.
I'll do it.
Do you still have it? Do you still have the dream?
What? No.
Okay.
No, I'm not going to pursue it. But if somebody comes to me, like I've said a
This is
million
what happened
times.
to Bert. This is what happened to Bert.
I'll let it fall in my lap.
Yeah.
That's what happened to
And
Bert.
I'll do it. And like I said, I'd leave you. I love all of you guys, and I'd leave everything behind.
In a heartbeat.
Just describe what happened to Bert
For a bit
Kreischer.
part on Chicago Fire.
Yeah.
And Chicago Med.
In Chicago PD.
And Chicago PD. And Chicago Criminal Division. And Chicago FBI. And Chicago 911.
Yep. That's what happened to Bert right there. You would leave all of these lovely people in the chat who have Krager's just gave you $100, and you would
give
go.
it
You
to
would go
me.
do 2 lines on
He didn't
Chicago
give it-
PD.
He didn't give it to me. I don't know what you guys are talking
2
about.
lines on Chicago PD,
I don't know.
James.
I don't know where that money goes.
I don't know where it goes, and I don't know what it's for, and I don't know what they're talking about.
Captain, we've got a 4611 on 91st Street. You got to go. That would be your 2 lines.
On for what? What?
On Chicago PD fire. I don't know who calls
What was
who.
what was the street that you said?
We've got a 4611, Captain, on East 90th Street. You got to go.
East 90th. That's where my mom lives.
And then cut.
Yeah.
That's it. You get those 2 lines.
Yeah.
East 90th.
Wait, where did you say? What did they say? Good or no?
Now, what if you were a corpse?
Ooh, corpse.
Oh,
That'd be fun.
Somebody did it. Shit. Somebody did a corpse on Law and Order that was super fucking famous. And they were really, really big fans of it. And they just wanted to be a corpse on Law
Yeah,
and
I
Order.
forget. Yeah, it was it was a comedian.
It was, yeah. I
think.
forget who it was.
That was really funny.
But it was awesome. So that's it. You'd risk it all for 2 lines on that.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Is there chicks?
It was Questlove.
It was quite.
Oh shit, that's right.
Played
That's
a
right.
corpse
That's
on
right. Yeah,
Law
yeah,
and
yeah,
Order
yeah, yeah.
SVU.
That's great.
Yeah.
Ah, that's fucking great, dude.
But that's Law
Oh, do
and
they have
Order.
it?
That's Law and
Look
Order
at
SVU.
that, dude.
That's iconic.
Yo, this is Ice-T. I mean, he probably did it for Ice-T as well.
Yep.
So you go back for that.
I got news for you.
I got news for you. We got a dead
That
body.
means you gay.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's the best clip ever.
Yeah.
It's the best clip ever. I played that on my Instagram the other night. People were like, what the fuck is this from? And I was like, oh, it's Law and Order, fam. It's just old school Law and Order. I got
Bob,
news
have
for
we
you.
ever showed a picture of Ice-T's daughter?
Does he have a daughter? I didn't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you tell me if you think this is his daughter. I don't know.
That's not going to be good.
No, I don't. I mean, see what
That's
you.
not going to be good.
No,
That's
see
fine.
what you think
No, I will.
when you see her. Whether this is
Oh my God!
Iced Tea's.
Holy shit!
I would get a DNA test, to be honest.
That is iced tea.
No, I don't know.
That's his wife.
No, I don't know. That doesn't look exactly like an iced tea with pigtails, does it?
Yes, it sure does.
Kind of does.
Sure does.
Cutie babe, though.
Yo, this is I.
She's
What if the
grown
voice
out
came
of
out?
it. Yeah.
And her voice was like that too. Yo, this is iced tea.
Yeah, the face is very similar.
It's almost like his wife wasn't in the room, right?
Yeah.
It's almost like Iced Tea gave birth. But good for him. She's cutie. She grew out of it. We're not making fun of
Has
kids
she-
here. I'm just
is
saying.
there a grown-up version of her?
Look, she's fine. We're not making fun of the kid. I'm just saying. You tell me.
Here's the deal, because I'm typing in Chicago Fire right now, but I have a buddy who has a child that is now fully grown,
Okay.
going to college. Like he just posted a picture of her, same sitch, going to college, about to leave, graduated high school, and it looks identical to him, and it's not great. It's not great.
Well, handsome ladies go far.
Do they?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just wondering. Chicago Fire, Michael Brandt, the creator of all the Chicago shows, was actually on Drinking Bros, I think 3 years ago, out in L.A., and I asked him, I was like, God, you must love Chicago. And he's like, what? I'm like, you don't see the thing? And, oh, shit, yeah, I did some other shows too. And I was like, yeah. But I mean, and now it's all Chicago now. And,
Right.
One of the richest human beings of all time. And he's a great guy. So if you want to be on one of those, if you just want 2 lines on it,
Sure.
okay. What is
How funny would that be? That's
would be the
premium
best.
content, though.
I know, it'd be the best.
It's premium content.
be
It
the
would all
best.
go back to the show and the. I'd like ask people what they want me to wear. It'd be a nod to everybody. I'd be like completely tchotchkeyed up, right?
Yeah, you've got all the
things,
on
drinking
there.
bros, whatever.
Oh shit, my buddy Riley's on there too. I think he's on one of the Chicago's too. Shit, dude, Riley's been on the show too. We could really dial this in. What do you want? Do you want to run? Like, do you want to run over to the body? Like, have you pictured this yet? Have you thought this through?
I want to be.
I want to see some movement out of you with all this stuff on. I want to see you run full speed towards a body.
Oh, okay, so like a paramedic.
Yeah,
And then I
something like
show
that.
up and it's like I know the patient, that kind of thing. So that you have like that dramatic moment.
I think you need to be a mom in the street crying over your dead kid.
Ooh, or like the kid's lost.
Yeah, and you're
right,
like,
looking for the kid.
Brendan!
Yeah. He was just right here. And it was Is that good? Ma'am, we can't understand. Oh, yeah.
Just chewing the whole scene up.
Just
Yeah.
down.
Ah,
Just like drop to my knees. Yeah.
why?
But we need to find the kid, and then I have to have the moment of like running, hugging him. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
so relieved. That would be fun.
I like the other one where you couldn't work on the family member though, where you're just like, I can't amputate. It's my brother, and then it's
Something like that,
something's- Everybody else is
or
gonna take
I
over.
would like to be a medical examiner. Those are
that'd be
always like
fun.
a fun when they like
But
all
the
come
dialogue
in
is
and-
tough. You're gonna have to memorize something that's weird and long.
Right.
Oh, they've got a metacarpal tunnel.
No, I'm just gonna do
syndrome,
some, like,
nasium.
I'm just gonna do some fun like, jokes with the detective, right? Because it's a dead body, right? Looks like we have a. Do you know what I mean? Looks like somebody had a good night or whatever, and it's like scratches on the back or something like that. I'll just be like a funny, like wisecracking medical examiner. Is that a
Okay.
thing?
Probably
not. Probably
no,
not.
there's always like a little smartass, but it's usually somebody dorky.
Right.
Like we'd have to give you glasses or something like that. It's usually like a dorky guy where it's just like, wow, I can't do that.
Glasses just make me hotter though.
Oh, that's true.
that's
I don't
a
think you can do it.
shame.
I
Just
don't think you
kidding.
can do it.
Just kidding.
I think like a paramedic who's running towards the scene.
Running towards the scene, and then I jump in the back, and then I notice that I like know the person,
Yeah,
and it's like an ex-husband or something.
sure.
And I pull all the plugs.
And they get you
Yeah,
out of
yeah,
there
yeah, yeah.
immediately. I think that'd be great.
Yeah, and I just put insulin, kill him right away. Oh yeah, I'm like a deadly nurse.
Oh, that'd be fun. You don't have to have a lot of
Mercy
dialogue.
killings,
yeah,
yeah.
and you just walk around and kind of inject people with shit. That would be fun.
Yeah,
and I would
turn
like
up
that.
dials on things, just running through the rooms.
Yeah. We'll call. Yeah, we'll hit up Michael. Well, shit, it's gonna be a while now.
Yeah, we'll hit him up and
be a
just
long
like
time.
just put me on the phone with him. We'll kind of run all of these ideas by him.
He would
and
actually think
see
it's
what-
super fucking.
Oh, okay,
hilarious.
okay.
He's really funny. He would think it's super fucking hilarious.
Yeah, so I'm first going to be like, how do you feel about a wisecracking medical examiner?
Uh-huh.
No? Okay, fine. How about I'm running full kit to the ambulance?
Because I asked him, I think on the show, I was like, dude, do you get people that hit you up all the time for like roles and shit? And he goes, yeah, but so like a series regular pays a lot. Something that's like 1 or 2 lines like this, it's like, I don't know, $800 a day.
Here's
You're
what
good.
would happen though. I'd go on, I'd have 2 lines, and everyone would love me so much
They bring you back.
that they'd like bring me back and I'd become like a recurring character is the problem. So like if I go, I need to be ready to be on the show forever.
I would like to see you play the same part, but on 3 different shows. So you're all related to the victims. So like Chicago Fire, it's just like, oh my, ma'am, you can't go in there.
Every time I go, because I'm like, no, I know a lot of people. Because
Right.
before I got certified to be a paramedic,
Yeah.
which is like not a lot. It's very quick.
It's very
But
fast.
before that, I was like a socialite in town.
Yep.
And like knew everybody. And so every time I come on to like, a victim, patient, it's like I know them somehow. And it's always the reveal of like, oh, what,
Oh,
Craig?
Craig?
And then I'd have to name him
you?
Craig for Craigers, right? I'd
Right.
be like, Craig? Craigers?
Yeah. And then that's your 2 lines, and then you're out of there.
Yeah.
But we can do that on every single show. You're the paramedic. Because
Yeah.
they always need a paramedic, right? The fire departments, the PD. And what's the other one? Med?
Everyone always
Yeah,
needs.
med, because you'd be taking the bodies in the
You
hospital.
go police first, then you bring
Yep.
the fire and rescue.
I think we're on to something, and we'll
Yeah.
try to make this happen next year.
Great.
Whenever it's going to have to be literally next year, because the strike is
Right.
going to go for a while.
Right. So,
But now we have something to shoot for, and I like that. But you would like a lead in a movie now. Would you shoot that down?
a lead in a movie? It depends.
Okay.
Not a mainstream.
Really?
But if it's a sweet, like, a director that I fucking love or
Nobody's
like
watching
something
indies, dog.
rad. No, I know. But nobody's watching bigger movies either. So it's kind of just like, what's going to be a better experience?
All right. Just want to know for the audience,
Yeah.
Just want to know where your head's at. It's nice to know.
I mean, my head is like here for now. Do you know what I mean? So like, don't worry. Like I'm fully focused today. And then whatever happens tomorrow is what happens tomorrow. But, just like anything else, I have no loyalty
Sure.
to, you can't.
Can't. It's got to be about the money and your dreams. And I
Who are
like
we
that.
talking about? Phil?
Yeah,
Phil Mickelson?
You're-
Like,
he's
who-
a god now.
Who comes out on
He's a hero.
top?
Phil.
The guy who always,
Takes the
no
money.
matter what,
You're right.
takes care of himself, his family,
Yep.
and his money.
Yeah.
He doesn't give a fuck about anybody else.
Yeah.
And of course, those kind of assholes are always going to win right now in the world that we live in.
Fuck yeah. It's only going to get worse, too. Because everything's
So
going to be
just saying.
consolidated under one thing, and that's kind of it. So, looking forward to it either way,
Sure.
Just cut that check.
Yeah.
Just cut that check. And then we'll get Jesse on Chicago Fire PD, all the things.
Yeah.
Okay? So I don't know why I just picture you running with all the gear on.
Yeah. I
I just
mean,
want to see you run. And I want some urgency in the scene. All right?
oh, yeah. No, that's the only way I can do
I don't
it.
want a cat in the tree type of sitch where it's like the tree is burning and you're worried about your cat dying. Let the fucking tree burn,
Yeah.
I want some urgency where you're sprinting, running, a lot of looks back.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get there and arrive, and it's
Yep.
very urgent. That would play the best, I think.
Yeah.
Yo, this is Ice-T.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ice-T's child, by the way.
Yeah.
Hopefully she
And
grows out of that.
Ice-T. He's really doing them.
Well, he made the right move. He sold out. He sold out of the rap game. It took I mean, easily the biggest franchise of all time.
I think he always wanted to be an actor too, though, right? It's
I think so.
It's like, look,
Him and Ice Cube
good for them.
are the richest, where they were like, hey, dude, maybe this gangster rap bullshit, like, people are starting to die. Can we just go sit on a TV show, or I can do daddy daycare, whatever the fuck it is, and kind of
Right.
live my life?
Right.
They figured it out.
Or
The other guys are dead or on trial. Shit, that's Melly guy's going on trial here in like a week.
Who?
Murder on My Mind.
Oh, okay.
Finally, dude. Finally. Can't wait to see this one.
Right.
Dang, dude. I've been waiting for this one.
Somebody said a washed up ex-cop. That could be really fun too.
Oh, for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Who
But also,
said that? I like it.
Homer can.
Oh, no. Elijah Hill. Elijah Hill said that in the chat.
Oh, Elijah. Yeah. Something like that.
Bill Schofield says.
Karen running through the trailer park to the pool.
Bill
Yeah.
Schofield says Ross just wants to see dim heavies running. I sure do.
Sure.
Anytime I get shots of that, I'm all in. So
Yeah. A retired cop that the chief goes to and says, "We need you back." Yeah. We found that bad guy that you hunted down years ago. Yes. The case that like haunted me. And I need, you know what I mean? And I'm retired and they're going to come back and be like, we've got, we're opening back up the case. We need you back on it, And I'm like, I've got my shit right there, ready to go.
2 words popped into
First
my head.
night, I'm having coffee, robe. Got my stuff.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
ready.
Does that mean you're taking off the robe too? Or?
But underneath, I always have my police.
got it.
I'm like uniform, like I'm ready to go at any moment. I've always been ready for the call, even in retirement.
Blind psychic popped into my mind when you said, "Hey, we've got a caller," and it's like, "What? Me?
Yeah.
I didn't find that girl from 12 years ago. Are you sure you want me again?" And it's like, "We've got to know what you know."
Right.
And it's gather around, and then you got gypsy tears and some other stuff, and some cow toenails, and you're kind of stirring in something, and you're like, "The girl's body's located, and I'm going to give you the coordinates, 60 degrees northeast."
Yeah. Thankfully, you won't have anything to do with it.
I might. Brant,
So it'll just be like a collaboration with like me and the.
Brant might let me write that one. I think hey, just pop on in. What? They're not bringing back all the writers, dude. Just pop in one. Just, I'll do a scene for free. You don't have to pay me. I'll write that scene for free.
I'm good.
Would you do it then if I wrote it?
No. No. Trying to get out from under that thumb. Okay? No, thank you. And no, you can't do notes either on whoever writes it.
Oh,
Nope.
I sure.
No, Ross, you are
fucking
not
can.
involved at all.
I'm going to do the entire polish on that scene.
Oh, God.
Leave the rest of the room behind. I'll be doing this one today. Sorry. Jesse. And then, boom, I go into all your stuff. Damn
Here's
it.
another line. Actually, I'm going to have the Drinking Bros write it.
Who says it?
So the cop comes to her. "We found your sister that ran away all those years ago. We will need your special touch. So sorry." What? Anyways.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Jesus.
Maybe not. I'll let Elijah write it. He's already got great ideas.
Everybody keeps asking. It's like, hey, a Range 15 sequel. Yeah, dude, that's been done for years. It's been written for years. And if you join the Patreon, you actually get it. It's the $50 option. You can just read the goddamn script. Because I got tired of hearing about it, and I had already written that in 2016, so it's done. And if you sign up for Patreon for the $50 option, you just get the script so you can read it. Jesse's in it. Everybody's back in it. All that stuff. And that I would do for sure. I don't know. I don't know about anything else though right now. But that I would definitely do because I love the first movie.
And it's written already.
And it's done. And I don't have to do anything but a couple polishes on that. But that was a really good fucking script too. So yeah, I'd come back for that, and then we'll try to get Jesse on Chicago Fire or PD or Med, and hopefully they have
PD,
another Chicago part.
I think PD.
Chicago 911. Hopefully there's one of those pretty soon, and then we'll see. We'll go from there. Either way, thanks for tuning in, kids. Go to iTunes, rate the show 5-star, and leave a quick review. Also, head on over to Spotify. It's just a 5-star, and you can walk away. 1,915 reviews on iTunes right now. So,
so
can we
close to
just
you
get it to
shutting the hell up,
fucking
right?
2,000,
We're
dude.
so close to you shutting your fucking
Oh,
mouth.
I don't want to say it anymore. Just get it over 2,000.
If you get it to 1,000, we will do an entire
2,000.
show.
2,000.
2,000.
Yes.
We will do an entire show where Ross doesn't talk.
Yes. It'll just
You'll
be
be
Jesse.
here,
I'll be there.
You'll
I just
be
won't say
here.
a word. Yep.
but you are not allowed, no matter what we say to you, you're
Done.
not allowed to say
Done.
anything.
Done. So 80 more
Check
reviews.
it later today.
80 reviews is all we need
Check
left
it later today. It's
on
gonna go
iTunes.
up.
That's it. 80 reviews. I will do an entire episode where I don't talk. All right? And I'll dress up like your favorite character, whatever that is.
No, that's fine.
All right.
Just you sit there.
You don't want me in a schoolgirl outfit or
We
anything?
say whatever we want to you about you.
Okay.
Facts. You don't get to fact check.
Sure.
You don't get to
Yeah, that's fine.
dispute. You don't get to argue.
That's fine. I'm in. I'm all in.
The mic will be
2,000
cut.
reviews.
The mic will be cut.
Good on all of it.
Okay, perfect.
I understand.
Let's do it.
I understand the assignment, and so do you. Get us to 2,000 reviews, and I will shut the fuck up and never say it at the end of the show. And then I'll do one full show. Maybe we'll just do it in black and white. Or my side is in black and white. And it'll be
Yep.
like a silent picture.
Yep.
And then yours is the talkie.
Yep.
And I think that'll be great. 2,000 reviews. You know what you got to do? Go to iTunes. Get us over 2,000. We'll be checking. I'll tell you how many we're up to on Thursday's show. For Jesse Wiseman, a.k.a. The Jables, I'm Ross Patterson. This is the Revolucion. Buenos tardes, everyone.
Good afternoon.